in your opinion, what are some of the films that get science really wrong? And then what are some of them that get science pretty accurate?
Well, to the beginning of your question, I think Michael Crichton's, of Jurassic Park fame,
Yep.
I think his first novel, maybe
Mhm.
was the Andromeda Strain, where there was a
Oh.
spacecraft that went out into orbit somewhere, and
Mhm.
some kind of bug ended up on it, and it came back to Earth, and it was killing people. And it was, as any quote good science fiction story unfolds, there's scientists doing something and something goes wrong, or
Mhm.
scientists warn authorities that something will go wrong and they just get ignored, right?
Right.
These are the instant plot for sci-fi films. I would say the Andromeda Strain was very well done. uh,
Mhm.
One of the few science fiction novels I read before I saw the movie, and it was very well done. He's a medical doctor, so there's a lot of good. He was trained as an MD, so there's a lot of excellent reference to the human physiology and how it might react or respond to a virus, or it wasn't a virus, but it was a bug of some kind that would
Mhm.
infect your body. So other stories, The Martian was excellent. That
Yeah.
one, uh, that might be the most scientifically accurate film ever made, and
Mhm.
I'm going to take partial credit for that. Okay, I don't mean to brag, but the author, Andy Weir, who's an engineer turned novelist, he told me on my podcast, Star Talk, he said,
Mhm.
Neil, because you always talk about movies, what they get right and wrong on Twitter. When I was writing this story, The Martian, I imagined you were looking over my shoulder. And I made sure, nope, Neil's going to tweet about that. I better redo that calculation. So I get whatever credit comes my way for the total accuracy of that film. Is brilliantly told, brilliantly thought up by Andy Weir, and it had a marquee director and marquee actors as well. So
Mhm.
I was obviously Hollywood was all in on that one. I thought that Contact, the movie based on Carl Sagan's book, was
Mhm.
a big part of that was the public's reaction to the discovery of intelligent life in the universe. And I thought they put some very careful thought into that, because that's half of what we're going to have to confront. One is the aliens, and the other is people reacting to the knowledge that there's aliens. What's that going to be
Mhm.
like? So, as a scientist in the public eye, I think long and hard about how the public reacts to information that they're learning, that they want to know, or that they fear. It
Mhm.
matters how I communicate.
Discover we love your tweets, and some of your tweets, like on the plausibility of movies and comic book tropes, they're often criticized and referred to as downers or sucking the fun out of everything. For example, when you posted, actually, Bruce Banner would have died within days from organ failure. What do you think of these types of responses and critiques, and what's running through your mind when you're tweeting stuff like this?
Okay, just to catch people up on who Bruce Banner is and why he would have died of organ failure. He's the
Yeah.
medical doctor exposed to gamma rays, which then um, they mutated his DNA so that when he gets angry, he becomes big green and turns into the Hulk.
Mhm.
And generally, when you're exposed to gamma rays, it kills you. It will distort your DNA, but generally, when that happens, you die from it. All right. Rarely
Mhm.
is there a mutation. It can and does happen, but it's just extremely rare. Most of the time, you just die. So I said that,
Right.
but it's just in case people want to know. If you don't want to
Yeah.
know, okay, I guess I can just stay silent. But I will tell you that the X-Men, which is also about genetic mutations, those people just simply born with those mutations. That's more
Mhm.
plausible than standing in front of gamma rays and turning into the Hulk. So I'm just suggesting that if the authors and the storytellers knew more science, you could tell a deeper story. You could tell
Right.
a more authentic story. And I'm a big fan of what Mark Twain has said: first, get your facts straight,
Mhm.
then distort them at your leisure.